is how I play the game! Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
They made thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars on that show. Okay? Who did they make it from? The detractors. The detractors were there. And every time that basically they were asking a prying question or, you know, twisting a little more, there was more contributions coming in. Okay? That's what I've been told. I didn't sit there and count the dollars as they came in. That's what I've been told for people who actually were watching the stream. You could see it coming in. People were adding up to like, oh my god, it's thousands. That's thousands of dollars that came in. Okay?
Oh my god, he's drinking donations.
Anyway, so what I was going to do was I was going to send him my actual, like, Apple ID and my game account in my phone that lists every game I've ever played on that phone. Literally. Actually lists every single game that I've ever played. I'm serious. It was going to have all of that listed. Alright? And it was going to prove everything. It was going to prove account, because actually I usually have used the same account in all these games, the same name and everything. You know what I'm saying? I was going to send him the screen grab from WWE Champions, and I was going to actually send him what we had talked about on the show. I was going to send him a screen grab to show it's the same account that I actually use in the new Street Fighter game that just came out. And I actually was going to take another screen grab of an older game that I've played in the past, one that I've never even mentioned. I didn't even mention it on the show. I never mentioned it here. It's a game that I played. So here you go. Here's the same account that I use on all my games. Here it is. It could prove not only is there crossover between all of their games, but also here's the Apple ID it's tied to, and it shows the evidence. And here's the actual game account that's in the phone. I was going to send him literally all of that. Okay? And it was around 6 p.m. that I sat down after dinner with my wife on the couch. I'm about to do this. So I email Craig, and I say to him, are you ready for this? Because now you're going to get the full story. You ready for this? Here's what actually happened. Because I'm tired of the... This is literally, I'm reading you the email I sent him word for word. Ready? Hey, Craig, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on how the show went. I hope that this was a big benefit for you guys. If so, this might have actually been the only time in history my infamy has actually helped something. I know that you'll want to get back to normalcy, but I'm looking forward to hearing from you again about the possible next appearance. Now, what I did here is I shared some thoughts about what my viewers had been saying on my 90-minute decompress stream. Here you go. You ready? My viewers are telling me they think you and Adam were too harsh, but I disagree completely. As I told you on the podcast, you were nothing but fair. There is pretty much a 100% consensus that the Keemstar bit was intrusive, and it gave him free plugs for his own content, and it took away about an hour that could have been more on topic. You know, I didn't mind, but that's the vibe my viewers are sharing with me. It would likely be best for a repeat appearance to just be us, to avoid people feeling that it's a surprise or a trick to shock me on the interview, okay? And now, the key part of this whole message. How often do you actually check this email? Because I'm 50-50 on showing you my Champions account, especially because of what Keemstar said on the show. If you don't know what Keemstar said, it doesn't matter what you send to Craig, it's too late. It's literally what he said. Makes no sense, but, you know, that's what he said. He says, I feel nobody would really believe, even if you vouch for me at this point, you know. But I respect you, and I'm still considering it, despite the fact I'm incredibly scared that my info will once again leak and hurt me. Word for word, I just read it from my email. There it is, okay? I sent that again at 6:18 p.m. yesterday. Now, you might say, well, why didn't you just send everything? Because, number one, again, I'm not 100% trustworthy yet, but I want him to say, yeah, I'm going to be right here tonight on the email, so you can send it, and I'll look at it, I'll immediately delete it, that way there's no risk. That's what we had said on the podcast, that if I'm going to send him all that information, he would immediately delete it. The moment it comes in, he would check it, okay, there it is, there's the evidence, got it, and immediately delete it, and it's safe, right? Because it's gone. So that's what I want to know. That's what I asked him. How often do you check this email? All right? I did not receive a response. Okay? Until today at 5:45 p.m.
Did you ever shove a Sharpie up your ass and absorb the fumes straight into your anus and get high? Yes. Yes. I did it. I used to do it. Buy a whole pack of Sharpie markers and shove them right up my rectum. One up each nostril, one in each ear, right up the rectum, high as a kite. You got me.
I'm streaming and people are like, Phil, did you just see that podcast they just did? I'm like, no. Again, to my knowledge, it's over. That was the interview. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what what are you talking about? No, do you understand the whole show was dumping on you? Like, literally, every host came on and essentially said, they didn't believe a word you said, you're a filthy liar, you know, not that they were, like, totally saying what a scumbag or anything like that, but essentially, I guess, what the theme of the show was that they're all sorry for me because I'm such a person who apparently is really just a sad guy in a bad situation, and he's addicted, and, you know, he's a liar, and it's all bullshit, and essentially, it's funny, alright, because they're doing the show, alright, and apparently, when they're doing the show, every time a super chat comes in, it's literally from one of my detractors. And every super chat is something nasty. And they read it, and they all collectively laugh at it. Ha ha ha, that's funny. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha.
All you can taste is salt.
Ha 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 ha. They didn't do that when I was on the show. They waited till I wasn't. That's funny, isn't it? Very funny. Ha ha ha. Right? And they're showing on for 2.5 hours. Alright? Now, I got a question for Craig and the Side Scrollers crew. I really do have a genuine question. Alright? Let's actually ask the question. We all know that my appearance on Side Scrollers is the most popular thing they've ever done, correct? It even brought in Keemstar. Big ass YouTuber. Alright? Do you think that Keemstar would have ever appeared on the Side Scrollers podcast if I wasn't on there?
Like, it's definitely an ego problem. He obviously thinks because he's hot shit on YouTube for his videos that he's the best of anyone, right?
Right? Okay. So they see, oh my god, this is the biggest thing we've ever done, and we just made an insane amount of money, thousands of dollars from detractors. So what do they decide to do the next day when I'm not there? Which is not the agreement we had. They do the DsP pylon show, where we're just going to sit there and we're going to take a big dump on him, because he's not here to actually respond to any of it. Alright? There's a difference between journalism and online drama for personal gain. It's cause and effect here. They saw the money rolling in on Thursday, and they decided instead of doing our Mario Kart show that was planned and we were supposed to be doing on Friday, instead, who cares about that? We're going to ride this gravy train on. We're going to do the Dump on Darkside Phil show. And it became a 2.5-hour clown show of them essentially taking in donation after donation after donation from every detractor under the sun to read it, laugh at me, make jokes about me, and then make money on it. Okay?
I like how you're laughing, too.
Well, it's funny.
So here's the question I have for Craig and the Side Scrollers crew. If the Darkside Phil interview on Thursday only had 100 viewers, and if you had made $5 the whole show, would you have done the Darkside Phil Aftermath show on Friday? I would love to hear their answer. I'm sure they will. Alright? But, you know, like I said, it's cause and effect. The reason that they did the show is because they wanted the money. Right? Or else, if there's no profit there, why are they going to do it again? There's no point. They got to ride that popularity out while they have it. Alright? This is literally the same thing that all of my detractors have done for years. They say, wait a minute, drama sells? Wait a minute, making fun of someone and you know, bringing them down at their own expense is profitable? Oh! Well, who cares about morals, right? I mean, even though we promised Phil a completely fair shake on the interview, we didn't promise him we wouldn't destroy him the next day when he's definitely not there and not knowing we're going to do it. Right?
It's gross. It's for this.
It's literally, it's being completely two-faced. It's completely unfair. If you're going to have another entire show about Darkside Phil, you should let Darkside Phil actually respond to your stuff. Not, oh, guess what? We had a whole show, and then after that, the beat-up show. The pummel Darkside Phil show when he's not here. That's not fair at all, okay?
Oh my god, he's drinking salt.
They felt the best thing to do with that show was to do a show to shit on me for 2.5 hours and make money on it. That's what they felt was the best thing they could possibly do out of a show like that. Someone giving them 5.5 hours of their time that normally I'd be working and making money. Instead, I'm on their show, you know, giving them insane amounts of views and popularity. You're getting Keemstar to show up on their show, giving them a giant boost, making what? People, I actually heard the number, and I can't confirm if this is real or not. I heard they made $20,000 yesterday alone in the one show. Now, I've never made $20,000 in one day in my life, and I never will. Apparently, they made it. Why did they make it? Because Darkside Phil was on their show, okay? So they see that, and instead, wow, that was pretty amazing. We'd like to have him on in a part 2. So let's say, okay, that's enough. We'll talk about him later. No, next day, it's Darkside Phil part 2. Without Darkside Phil, the show continues without me, completely unfairly, and they make a ton of money on it, okay? And again, do I really believe they made $20,000 in a day? No, I don't. Maybe they made a few $1,000 bucks. Even then, that's something they never would have made without me on the show. And if you're actually showing, oh, okay, wow, that's nice that Phil did this for us, We're gonna be nice and grateful. We won't beat him up the next day. Well, they did. They did a 2.5 hour beat up Phil show today. Okay, making more money constantly, right? Laughing. I actually heard, and we might because we might react to it live here. They all did the ack laugh together in unison, which I don't do. I've literally never done an ack laugh. It's a detractor meme. You see, like that's funny. Oh, something that people say about me all the time that's terrible is funny, right? Right? Oh, it's hilarious. I don't even know where it comes from. It's just one of those memes, right?
Oh my God, he's drinking AIDS.
Craig is saying he's going to go on detractor shows now. Really? Craig, the guy who literally said, I'm going to be neutral about this, is going to be a fair interview. Now he's going to appear on detractor shows. So not only is it now, it's on their own content that they're not, it's going to continue. It continues into other people's content as well, right? Right? Okay, this is interesting. So I go downstairs to have dinner. My wife is pissed. She's very upset. I say, what's going on? Hopefully nothing's happening bad in the house. She says, oh no, but you know, I saw that you announced that you're going to watch their show from this morning. Did you watch it? I said, no, I haven't seen it yet. He said, oh, I did. She was not happy. And she only watched maybe 10, 15 minutes of it. She said she couldn't even continue. She's like, literally, it's a shooting gallery against you. Like, literally, it's just, they're just 100% reading every super chat. And everyone is a detractor, a known detractor. And they're laughing at you, and they're making fun of you the entire show. And I was like, wow, that is shocking to me, again, because I was led to believe these guys were going to be legit, right? And apparently this is not it. This is not what it was supposed to be. You know, I was supposed to just be treated fairly. Now, fairly, you know, if you want me to be an objective, right? That means that you're going to listen to answers, but you're not going to do this show after. You're going to, okay, listen, now you judge for yourself, and maybe you ask for 5-10 minutes on your show. What do you guys think? Here's what we think. Okay, moving on. It's a topic for later. He's going to be on again, right? Great. Okay. Now, that's not where it ends, ladies and gentlemen. Because as I said, I was still fully intending that tonight we were going to sit here and we were going to react to this, which we still might do. But there's a new update, ladies and gentlemen. If you remember, I told you that I emailed Craig last night at 6:18 p.m. saying I had a 50-50 thought that I wanted to send him all the evidence of my innocence. All I needed to know was how often he checked his email. Because I want to be sure if I'm going to send this to him, he's going to check it, he's going to see it, see the evidence, and delete it right away. Right? And by the way, I already said, I know probably this won't change public opinion, but at least then you'll believe me. Right? He emails me back. Are you ready for this one? Are you ready for this? I don't think I was ready for this one when I read it. You ready for this? Here's a response I got at 5:45 p.m. today, 2 hours ago. I think the show went okay yesterday. We talked about it at length on today's show as a debrief. That's what he called it, a debrief. You shitting on me for 2.5 hours is a debrief. Interesting. My debrief was saying, you guys did a great job interviewing me and defending you for 2 hours against my fans. That was my debrief. And then also apologizing to someone who I harmed in my past and apologizing publicly to Review Tech USA. That was my debrief from the show. Your debrief was a 2.5 hour Destroy Darkside Phil show and make money on it. Okay, let's continue. I think we all left the interview mentally exhausted and feeling incredibly frustrated. At the end of the day, we want what's best for you. The things that are laid out about everything, the WWE mobile game, the bank stuff, it doesn't make sense. There's too much evidence saying it's yours, and your only evidence is you saying it's not. I'm going to address that in a second. I feel like we gave you multiple opportunities to turn this around, but you seem so dug in, even in the face of insanely detailed evidence. You wouldn't take it. Even with Keemstar coming on, I tried to lay out similarities you feel towards him and the way people feel about you based on things they've seen online, and it was tough. Like, that's not even a point. It has nothing to do with anything, having Keemstar on the show. It has nothing to do with any point at all. Honestly, I'm disappointed. Like I said, we want what's best for you. We very much do. You have to help yourself. When you're ready to take that step, I'll gladly help you on your journey. You deserve to get to level 2. I know you can do it.
That was good. What does that sound like to you? Does that sound like a neutral party? That email proves that he went into it with 100% preconceived notions of what the truth was based on talking to detractors for 2 weeks.
This email, essentially what this email says to me, all right? Now, keep in mind, the last email I had to him was, man, I'm glad you guys made a lot of money, and I would like to actually send you the evidence of my innocence, but I need to know how often you check the email because, you know, I want to be sure that you're going to get it and delete it right away. Did you hear a response to that anywhere in his email? Did he even mention it? No. Do you want to know why? Because he already believes that I'm guilty. You listened to the wrong people for 2 weeks, And I answered every question, gave you 5.5 hours of my time. Who else would have done a 5.5 hour interview for you? With your little podcast, and I'm not insulting it because I'm small too, but who in their right mind would have done a 5.5 hour interview for you? And you went into it completely in the wrong manner. I thought I was being interviewed fairly. Your actions directly today on your show and in this email prove you never did. You never had an intention of giving me a fair shake. A professional would have said the interview's done. Maybe we do a 5-10 minute decompress session today about it. We move on. We do our Mario Kart, whatever. Maybe we'll have Phil back in the future for more. Nah, oh, keep riding the money gravy train that we just got from all the detractors. That's literally what he's done. That's disgusting. What was I talking about yesterday? I was talking about something I like to call on the internet. It's called a misery broker. It's someone who literally, when someone has a bad day, they have a good day. They make money off of talking about other people's misery. You have literally turned the Side Scrollers podcast, which used to be the show that was supposed to be the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth, and you turned it into the Dark Side Phil shit show where you profit from my misery. You failed. You destroyed your own show. Wow. Amazing. Because now, right now what you've got temporary popularity based on the negativity being thrown towards me. Congratulations. I hope you enjoy it. You're making a lot of money, that's for sure. Congratulations, right? I certainly haven't seen any benefit like that from this, nor was that my intention. But it sure seems that way when you're doing an entire show today and you're still rolling into the gravy train, right? So, you know, hey, you be you. And again, with the hilarious stab here, we want to get you to level 2. You want to get me to level 2. You want me to be like you? You want me to stoop to your level. So you want me to have someone on a show, interview them, and the next day do an entire show shitting on them for profit. That's what you want me to do. You want me to be like you. I will never be like you. That's not me. I've never done that and I never will. I'm not Keemstar. Again, why was Keemstar on the show yesterday?
Oh, it is so salty. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me it's WWE Champions time. I love it. I love it. Is a mobile game addict. Phil has indoctrinated children who send him money, blatantly milking for money. It's a money pit. It's gone, just gone like that. In an instant, fucking gone. I just care about money. I just can't help it. I eBay. Contributions are mandatory, but I need your help. I am appealing directly to you. No decency, no respect, no common sense, no fucking maturity. Is the guy who just doesn't get reality.